Hello Taurus, welcome back for our 2020. Thank you for joining me. Welcome back to those of you who have been subscribed for many years. Deeply appreciate, and as we evolve together. Now, if you're wanting a booking, you can go to the link below. I do also have emergency bookings should you need it. The astrology in January is fairly heavy. I do cover the astrology, okay? So hyperlinking, I tend to keep up to date with what's happening astrologically within the moon cycles. I also tune in psychically. I'm a twin flame, so I do actually help with the twin flame path as I grow. You guys also can gain benefits from things that I directly go through, and I tend to try and share those frequencies with you. So again, those of you who are returning, welcome back guys, and let's move into 2020. Now, we do have 6 eclipses this year. We also have the nodal energy changing in March. Yep, March, and it's going to be in Gemini and Sagittarius. Simultaneously, we're still going to have the old nodal energy moving through in an eclipse kind of energy. So the eclipse energy is amping up. It is occurring this month in Cancer, which I will cover those videos separately and come to you live for any energy updates that I feel psychically are going on within the collective. Now, you do have Uranus going direct this month, and obviously it's linking in with your sign. So a lot of things are going to be moving forward quite fiercely and quite quickly for you guys. And I haven't pulled a crowning energy card in a crystal. Now, crystal-wise, I would deeply suggest you get some chakra stones moving into 2020. Charge them. I'm hoping to get these videos opened before the end of 2019. But regardless, you can wash them with salt water. Definitely utilise them where need be. Amethyst, I do feel, is definitely going to help with you guys, as well as tourmaline and onyx, which is going to help you with the energy of spiritual downloads and psychic attacks, etc., and keep you quite protected and grounded. If you feel you're getting triggered by things that are kind of playing out in the news and things to that degree, try and detach and come back to this one moment and understand this too shall pass. Now, you've got Tiger Iron as your crowning energy crystal. I am grateful for other people's good fortune. It brings me joy to see others experience happiness, and it's really interesting that this, in a sense, is coming through for your read, because looking at your romance section further down, I can sort of see some trigger energies coming here where, yes, you're regressing and you're reflecting back. As we moved out of 2019, very, very natural for that to occur. We're also entering into a new decade cycle. There's lots of transformations happening with the planets. There's a lot of Capricorn energy kind of playing out in our lives. So wherever Capricorn directly falls for you guys, I've got the basic chart. Your own personal chart's going to be very different. So if you need to understand and see that, check in with yourself each time of subject matters. Now, Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter for you, all in Capricorn, are in your 9th house. Now, your 9th house covers your personal chart will be very different to the general, okay? It is to do with your spiritual beliefs. It's an ironic that Taurus is in Uranus at the moment because, again, our belief systems, changing in direction, the transformations that you guys are going through, a lot of that for you guys, with that is your 1st house placement. So the way you are shown to the world, the way you show yourself to the world, and also the way the world sees you being 1st house. A lot of that is quite frightening at times when you are going through that transformation, and quite liberating at the same time. With the 9th house, it covers your religion, which is your spiritual belief system. It doesn't have to be that you're deeply religious, or you get what I'm saying. Education, foreign countries, and travel. Now, tuning into that, all of a sudden you may find that you're linking in with different groups. You might find you're linking in with different belief systems. It's a transformation of that, okay? So it may feel that the gloves are not fitting directly where you are, with the people you're mixing with. It could even be with your tribe. And I've pulled all areas, including romance house. So we'll tune into that in a moment. With Aries in Chiron, it's there for 8 years. So we've already moved through an aspect of that. We're moving into approximately the 7th year, you know, give or take. Now, that is going to stay continuously in your 12th house. I mean, I don't even need to look at that any further, and I already know what that's about. 12th house, again, can be the hidden, the subconscious mind. It can be a deeply, deeply healing paradigm to be going through. And that's a huge energy for you guys, on top of Taurus and Uranus to me. And, you know, directly speaking, liking things to be quite centered and grounded, similar to Librans, but also this, it's almost like cracking open the shell of the core reasons why you are innately the way you are, and evolving through that. It's similar to a spiritual walk-in, where all of a sudden you don't relate to your own frequency and it feels very foreign. And also knowing that you have to grow, but within that growth it does mean drastic and erratic change. Now, this in your 12th house is beautiful if you're tapping into all things spiritual, especially with the 11th house with Saturn, Pluto and Jupiter in a sense of spiritual expansion. You may look at herbal remedies, and I'm not suggesting this as a, hey, go do it. It's always tune in and check in with yourself where you are directly changing. Looking at yourself on a spiritual level, seeing what makes you grounded, connecting with different people's mindsets and seeing how that directly relates to you and if it works. It's a bit like when you're a parent getting advice and initially being very protective and potentially thinking that we know completely best, when there's no set glove that fits every child and there's no set kind of guide as to what a correct life actually is. It's also changing in the way that you're looking at your life and finding that honesty within inside yourself, regardless of what society, family, tribe, work, etc. is saying, and knowing that potentially in some of those areas you've transformed and you've changed. But I have pulled cards in those areas to tune into the energy for January. Also be very mindful that the eclipse is coming around the 10th. Uranus is going direct around that time. All of these things are changing, and it is an amp up of energy. With the Saturn-Pluto conjunction, it can be a trigger point, especially then with the eclipse as well. It can be a deeply transformative time. Now, Pluto brings things down if they're rotten and they're dead wood and they're not working, so to speak. But they're these evolving cycles that have always been transforming and changing, and they're almost like the magnifying glass on society situations of what needs to change. So collectively you can see a shift happening. You also may inside your own very personal life start having things simultaneously change. Now, interestingly enough, with the Saturn-Pluto conjunction in Capricorn, when you do look at history, and you know, for those of you that do watch the Leo King, big shout out to the Leo King's channel. I think he's great. I find him very educational and very spiritual to watch. But, you know, each of you will connect in with someone who you feel is your tribe. And as you change, you will find readers that you directly relate to. Now, with that energy, he's really quite beautiful in a sense that he researches the history, which is very, very necessary in a sense of understanding with aspects, what occurs, looking back in history, gauging a kind of theoretical of potentialities of what might be coming. It can link back to 2001 during 9/11. It also is World War I, World War II. That's not to say on this occasion the same is going to occur. Really, when I researched those time frames, very interesting things were really transforming in society, and it was our belief systems connected to presidents and, you know, government, especially with the nodes changing in March into Gemini and Sagittarius, which is Jupiter and Mercury. When you look at it, it's the growth in situations, it's the communication, it's the day-to-day hustle and bustle, also technology when you look at it. Those dynamics are going to be changing, and they're going to be playing out in the collective. That also in your own life can be transforming. Now, the eclipse is going to be in your 3rd house, and this is very Mercury orientated energy. It's communication, self-expression and short journeys, so it can be a double whammy when it does come to that. Especially just being really cautious about, you know, your day-to-day hustle and bustle can be impacted. The nodes being in Cancer can link in with your family, also with your intuition. If you are a female energy watching this video, just be very mindful that you can be in an empath energy, more so triggered. That's not to say, you know, males and females energetically deal with energies quite differently, and I have noticed over the years zodiac signs of a particular nature, you know, we're never really one zodiac sign. The more into astrology you get and the understanding of your makeup of when you were born and the time you were born, we all have this unique energy like a fingerprint. So you're never directly one given zodiac sign. You have an innate way of being. You've got your rising, your ascendant, you've got your Venus house. So there's all these things that goes into making the makeup of who you are. And you're never one given sign, so to speak. But I have noticed synchronistically that the male energies inside a zodiac sign and the female energies inside a zodiac sign are similar but tend to relate to the dynamics very differently. So regardless, this is collective energy. Again, if you are wanting a private booking, I can catch up with you via clicking the link below. Now we'll get into your read. Obviously, there's situations playing it in your life where, in a manifestation sense, you know, as you see other people actually receiving goods and blessings and things to that degree, a potentiality of you looking at something, you know, if you can get to a grounded place and you can see that other people are achieving things, please don't feel that somehow universe is against you and that you too are not going to receive these beautiful blessings, because I do feel an aspect of luck around you guys. With Tiger Iron, I do feel this is coming through really positively, and if you are feeling spiritually blocked, this gem may actually assist. Feel safe and protected. Improved self-esteem and confidence. Dissipate jealousy. Extend blessings and goodwill to others. Increase. Okay. We'll tune into your read, because I'm feeling this to be positive, and I do feel, because Uranus was retrograde, there was deep reflection for you guys as to all these transformations going on and why potentially other people around you appear to be moving. And again, a series of very unfortunate events, and it doesn't have to be that that's been ongoing in your life, but this transformation that you're physically going through, on top of belief systems and a lot of people netting on you with the Cancer nodal energy, you know, coming through to a point where the nodes are in Cancer and Capricorn, work and family, our intuition and our responsibilities. A lot of the purging connected to that, a lot of transformations being worked on in 2019, the exhaustion moving into 2020 and hitting the ground running. So with your finances, your relationship with that. Now, this is a need for change. The work you've done might have exhausted you, okay? At a financial level, you're wanting more financial freedom. Now, I'm feeling with this energy here, it's the meditation upon what you want to do and what you believe is financial freedom. It's also the freedom to choose to do things for yourself, potentially looking at other people in their financial situation. And you can be doing two things. Some of you might be looking at it and thinking, wow, you know, they have so much, yet you spiritually, especially with your religious house being activated, your belief systems, the 12th house being activated as well. 12th house is interesting, where it can really be the devil's lair when it comes to your mindset, you know, your pain body experience, the things you have hidden inside yourself and the wounds as well, and especially with Aries and Chiron. But with it, what you will find is if you can keep grounded and you can see the bigger reasons why things happen, everyone has good, bad and ugly. Everyone gets the good, the bad and the ugly. You'll stay quite grounded in that. It's really saying this is the mindset that is needed to be there for you to attain these things. Some of you may not directly connect to your finances at all, where you feel everything is hunky-dory and perfect, and that directly is a mindset. And like attracts like. So if you're feeling quite blocked by that, again, I am seeing, especially with the tiger eye, it's oozing a little bit of red from my side of the screen. It's also the temptation, the energies where you're tuning into things with solar plexus, instant gratification energy, you know, emotional eating, example, hoarding food because of, you know, low points in life at a financial level, things to that degree, where it's semi-imbalanced, but it's more connected to a pain body experience than it's your natural innate way of being. I feel most of you are going to move through this really positively. I think your mindset's changed, especially with the planet retrograde and going direct, but a family-related dynamic and people's expectations can be coming towards you. So how you relate to the financial situation will very much depend on your mindset and where it physically is. It's a 50-50, I'm saying. So some of you are going to not directly relate to the finances and feel you're doing things that are making you feel more happy within yourself. Other people are feeling more, why is this occurring for them and not for me? So it depends on how grounded and how much work you've done. Regardless, it is going to transform, and I do feel this crystal will really benefit you. I'll pull an animal totem card. It's a temporary energy, nevertheless. Some of you are needing to complete some things. I've got to get used to this camera, the angle it's at. Now, you've got the badger. Dig in and see it through to completion. Now, with Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter, again, it falls in your 9th house. Now, like I said, did I say 9th house? Yes. 9th house. So the 9th house is to do with your belief systems, you know, your education, foreign countries, and travel. The movement in this energy, it's like if you're wanting to get somewhere, what are you going to physically need to do to get it done? Now, some of you may want to be doing some travel. So your money could be coming up in a sense this year where you're wanting to achieve those things, but what would you directly need to do? Some of you may have been upskilling and educating, or it may actually be overdue where the investments and the subject matters can come up there. Potentially with family-related dynamics, I do feel subjects connecting to children and education could be coming up. And also at a financial level, preparing for the new school year, so to speak, for those of you that are parenting. Some of you really may want to move, and this has been a huge subject matter with the nodes being in Cancer, of a potentiality of a physical house move. So some of you may have already moved and yet be moving again to a more stable environment. But there can be a shift in the people within the home. There also can be a shift around with the direct furniture to change the chi energy. I am seeing money being really meditated on that in those areas as well. Now, within your employment, you may be feeling that the environment isn't quite for you. Now, this could be your direct mind in the given situation, or it could be the environment needing to change. I am seeing upskilling happening. And look, the energy could completely be that you're wanting to change it so it's you that's changing, not the direct environment. But again, it can be where you're physically moving into a new place of employment. You don't quite, some of you don't know what to do, okay, because you've got the hawk. Now it's in reverse. Choose your priorities and eliminate all distractions. Somebody's phone. Some of these things may energetically be out of your control. Some of you do have to persevere forward in the given situation. Others of you, the decision with the Saturn-Pluto conjunction, I do feel might be made for you, but it is happening for a reason. And it can be to free you. It's either you're freeing yourself by upgrading, upskilling, and walking away, or the work within the environment is directly changing and it's giving you more freedom. This can also be for some of you a pay rise. Interesting. A family dynamic that comes up around the eclipse, I do feel there is an energy where people will be coming together. And I feel, look, tribe doesn't have to be DNA kin. And especially with the aspects of the astrology coming through for your direct zodiac sign, Taurus, I'm really feeling like you're being very selective about who you're mixing with. I do feel certain environments that are coming up are actually bringing you closer together. And it's saying that you have all the tools to be able to achieve this, but I do feel the solution is inside of you. I do feel people are coming towards you because they find you quite resourceful. That they also find that you're very good with money in a sense of making it go the distance. I do feel that somebody this month is actually going to ask advice for you, and providing you're grounded, both of you may very much learn something out of each other, but I do feel there's a gathering connected to a family for some reason. It could be very much something to do with a person passing, but it feels an old energy. It doesn't feel a most recent energy, but there's a gathering together, and I'm seeing paperwork happening. Everything that you're going to need within this family dynamic, some of you are meditating upon moving into a family, into a new connection, and there is a relationship coming. But again, with the 12th house, you've got to be super cautious not to self-sabotage and feel potentially you're not ready due to previous wounds. And I do feel some of you are really doing that, where you're thinking on past tense connections or a direct connection and wondering whether that's going to move forward successfully. In love, you're really coming through quite centered, okay? It also can be where you're a little bit detached. It's feeling very empowered, right? It's feeling very assertive, very empowered. But at the same time, it might be a little bit standoffish, okay? You know where you are going, and you will get there. I'm telling you, this is what I'm going to do. This is how it's going to be. This can also be a conversation with love interest of a past tense scenario, especially with the eclipse energy, where you're being very determined to allow that person to see your direct point of view. And it is really a cautious energy in January when it does come to our communication. But I feel direct communication, and I do feel this is coming from your side of the fence. I feel it's direct communication as to potentially a previous connection of how things went, how it made you feel, or directly within this domain with this person. This can even be a conversation in your mind. You don't know how this is going to go, but it's very direct. It's like, look, I don't even know how this is going to go. I'm not even tapping into manifesting it. These are things that have happened in my life, and this is the way I see it. Yeah, direct communication. So it can be trigger points, but just be cautious in the communication that you're communicating it directly from your point of view. Ask the questions if need be. There are some things that weren't seen, I'm being shown, that unless this communication happens, you may be seeing only one side of the story. Now, in your dream domain, there's two main areas that are going to come up majorly. And again, some of you might be thinking, how are you going to balance this? How are you going to manage this? In the karmic area, it's like something has to come down before the other bit can come. But it does feel very rigid energy where it's making you quite nervous. You've got hummingbird in reverse, which is lighten up. So it can be making you quite strict with yourself with the Capricorn energy, wanting to take the bull by the horns and move things forward. But in the karmic domain, in order for that to happen, it can potentially mean something falling down so the rebuild can happen. Doesn't have to be, fair enough. I was going to say, it doesn't have to be on your side of the fence. It can be on theirs. Some of the subjects were playing out around Christmas. You might have had an intuition about it, a shift, what makes a home, how you feel grounded, what the foundation is, what you're wanting to achieve in 2020. 2020 is a vibrational 4, yeah, and this card is a 4. And it looks like Christmas bonbons on it. Right. What you're not seeing is this is going to come in pretty quick, okay? There will be no warning. It will be there. It is passionate, though. So I feel this person, if you've been waiting on a person or you've been waiting on change, it's happening very quick. And it's interesting that the toad come up. Okay, look at this. I mean, it looks like a toad in reverse, right? It's a frog. Clear out the clutter. You're not going to have time. It's going to be, like I said, no warning. Hi, I'm here. And again, intuition, Pay attention to the signs. Owl in reverse. You will not see this coming. I'm telling you. No time. This is the Cancer Capricorn conjunction. It's like no time. Eclipse coming in the family domain. Your family domain, again, let me have a look. Aries, obviously, 12th house. So if you're emotionally still healing, something can come up. When it does come to the conjunction, it's in 9th house. So this can be even communication in foreign countries. Things coming at left field, connecting in with your family, your home-related dynamic, and finances as well. But this can be a shift in home and people coming back into your life out of left field, where you're not going to have much warning, but there's a shift on the home front happening and in your romance house with the things you're connecting in with. Emerald. Not a heart chakra. Some of you also are going to be changing career. It's coming through very strongly. Release limited beliefs regarding money. Increase financial success. Attract extreme wealth. Increase abundance in all areas of life. Cultivate authentic relationships. The card's in reverse. Now, what's coming through in the unseen position is between the frog and the owls, literally like the kissing the frog and it turning into a princess. Like it's the transformation and the change in the areas that you've been manifesting, wanting, and you haven't seen a result yet. It's going to come very quickly. Now, potentially, it can mean tower moments, but don't fear tower moments. Tower moments are the catalyst to change, which is almost like I literally have started looking at tower moments of Saturn and Pluto. It's like bringing something down. Here's Johnny to have this transformation and change. No ego connected, because you're not pushing it. It is what it is. You've done the best you can, and it comes in swiftly, right? And this is where the abundance can then be built, because the foundation has been flawed to the point you can have the foundation and you can rebuild effectively. Interestingly enough, now with the crowning energy of the jealousy, this could be people projecting towards you, or a frequency potentially you could be projecting due to some scenarios playing out. You have the Phoenix rising, and this is on your side, Taurus. Burning the energy back. Be prepared to be renewed after a period of crisis. Again, trust that any tower moments happen for a reason to give you exactly what you've manifested. Past tense connections do not mean that this can't move forward, because this, at the heart of it, is a new beginning. Not allowing the old to go is preventing the growth in it. Sometimes we think if we hold everything up, it's keeping it there to grow. Sometimes letting go is what helps it grow. Letting Mother Nature take its course. And this is what I'm seeing going on. Really coming back to a place where you trust in the process, that everything is happening within this connection, connected to this connection, correctly so. Fearing a change of direction, feeling that you can't climb mountains, very fatigued. But again, it's to purge the ego and allow that of what's owed to you in a spiritual sense, at a belief sense, because you've got 12th house and you've got religion, belief sense. Anchoring that energy in after the fact and moving forward, knowing that this is going to work out okay. The energy of the person you're tuning into has the star as the crowning energy, but very similarly, they're completely mirroring you. And some endings in their mind, it hasn't ended with you. They also feel that they feel quite vulnerable, connected to you, and they're tired of not having this happy outcome. They're wanting this happy outcome. They also may not have been feeling so great around Christmas and New Year's. This might be because they weren't with you, or because they directly were purging a belief system connected to family and home and the other areas. But they have faith in this. So this person may also, at a very separate level, have been in a previous connection. For those of you who that relates. I feel this person's really changed direction, but their mind has changed as well. And again, I'm feeling you're not seeing it coming. You're blocking an aspect of the transformation though, guys. So the snake energy can be connected to being green, It's almost like being our own worst enemy, right? But it's moving to the future. Your intuition and healing powers will guide you to take a better path. But be careful. With it, I'm almost fearing it too much, not living in the moment. Kundalini blockage in a sense of heart chakra with the green, because we do shed skin, we have dark and light in us, and it feels like the transformation of that energy is due to a pain body experience of dealing with a male energy or a feminine energy, a love interest from the past, and it can be the person you're tuning into or a previous connection, but it's an experience with an energy that has set the tone in your mind that transformations can't happen. Yeah, in the mind. In the mind. Okay, advice. Take today for today. Okay. Connected to the mountain and feeling that you're going to completely have to keep climbing over mountains. You won't need to. You need to change your mindset. Take it from today. Take a breath. Take it from today. Turn over a new leaf, because you've got old in reverse, right? Turn over a new leaf, connected to this mountain. You're not wanting to climb up. Make peace with it. And I do feel for those of you who are in no communication, there's a reunion here. But the reunion will come with you first, seeing the truth in the situation, so that this can come in and you can have a connection. This can even be within a connection where you're coming home to yourself and healing about the past, healing about what your beliefs are about marriages and connections. I do feel some of you also have the potential of birthing a child and actually getting married. This has been coming up a lot for 2020. Started playing out through the reads, I would say, around October onwards, and cards connected to Christmas and New Year's Eve were coming up. I mean, this has even come up in your counterparts energy, celebration and reverse, a postponed celebration, moving of home, not feeling home, moving from one connection to another for those who that's relevant, but it's a change. It's moving away from what they don't love and into a new energy. Okay? I'll pull 3 animal totem cards for the outcome. Some of you, this is a spiritual connection. I kind of felt that. Now, I do read for the collective, but if I'm feeling it as a spiritual connection, I'll call it. This is a very strong message for a spiritual connection. You've got swan, dove, squirrel. I'll just read it in direct order. Swan, grace. Appreciate the beauty inside and all around you, which is being present. It's being, especially the jealousy energy. If we have that, or we're feeling like, oh, this person, this can be a soul path connection, can also be a TF or a soulmate. But I'm feeling spiritually being in alignment is about, you know, integrating that and believing it within yourself and knowing that you have this balance inside yourself, plus you're worthy, right? And I feel once as in, as out is, and you're in alignment, this is where it flows. Then you've got slow down, pause and breathe. Manifestation doesn't need you to do anything, and I mentioned this in December. It's when you're thinking, it's like you're not believing. But when you're thinking and you let it go, it just happens, because you don't need to do anything. It's like think it, know it, let it go. Find peace. Think it, know it, let it go. Like it's so, you know. Then you got squirrel. Preparation. And I did show you in the unseen, no time. Get ready for big change. No time. You've run out of time. Love and light. See you during the months.